So after a 25-year break, I am back in flying, and it's been a long path to get where we're at, and I thought I'd just sort of document some of how I got here. And I got out of flying about 25 years ago and never looked back at flying. And then over the last couple of years, with life, job, family members spread out, I decided that I would go back and get an airplane to start flying again, and originally started trying to figure out where the local flight club was here in Hot Springs, Arkansas, and one didn't exist. And working through that. But the first thing I did was I tried to find local flight instruction. And there is an actual flight school here that some young men started, and tried to use them. They had one plane and way too many students, and just like most rental aircraft, just overbooked. You know, you couldn't get in. Flight instructors outnumbered the aircraft, and you just didn't have access to an airplane. So I started to look around and went to Central Flying Service there in Little Rock, and they had more planes and more instructors, but they didn't have time to get to you, and that the instructors that they had a trip, they would just go on a trip, so you never could really dedicate time. And maybe I needed to look at some other way of doing that. Somebody can let me know in the comments below. But I posted up on one of the local internet groups that hey, I'd be willing to do fractional ownership in an airplane. Who's got one? And that was an interesting journey, that there wasn't really an airplane in the local area for fractional ownership that anybody just came forward with. That got us to a very interesting, hey, we're going to go out and buy an SR-22 with 3 or 4 people splitting it. Now, I always figured you would just pony up the money. If it's a $400,000 airplane, you need $400,000 worth of cash. But little I know, you could actually borrow money as a group of people and go do it. But when it got time to actually purchase or get serious about looking, people would drop out of the group over and over. And that led me to, I'm just going to buy my own airplane. How the heck do you even do that? I was very fortunate, found a local man here that was a broker that would help you buy an airplane for 1% of the, or 1.5% of the cost of the airplane. And that worked out really well. And I can't say enough about using that kind of service, because I didn't know anything about escrow, the pre-buy, how to get through the FAA, insurance. Every one of those contacts, we probably spent $5,000 in flying around looking at airplanes, and then fees. See, that's the best money I ever spent, because we finally found a Beechcraft Sierra and bought it with a Garmin 650 in it. It lacked an autopilot. It's the plane I'm sitting in now, and can't say enough positive things about that experience, and know that that's the way I would do it again. I mean, if you don't have money to spend on those type of services, you probably really don't have enough money to own one of these airplanes, unless you can do it yourself. But I sure appreciated all the help I got along the way. And we're kind of here now and starting to fly again and travel in it. And I'll post videos as we actually start traveling. I'm waiting for the weather to break right now where we can get out and fly.